Recommended privacy practices. Protecting personal information from unauthorized access, use, disclosure, modification, or destruction is one way to protect individuals' privacy. In this section, you will learn about good and bad practices for protecting personal, confidential, sensitive, and security-related information, such as department computer network configuration, financial information, or drafts of policy documents. Know where personal information, PI, is. The first step to protecting personal information is to know where it is. Take a look around your workstation. Remember to look for information on employees, as well as consumers, licensees, and others. Personal information can be on different types of media, for example, electronic or paper. Places to look include, but are not limited to, the following: desk or countertop, computer, file drawers, cabinets, shelves, bookcases, tablet, smartphone, disks, CDs, DVDs, USB flash drives, printers, and scanners. The physical security where confidential, personal, or sensitive information is created, stored, used, or viewed includes the following physical safeguards. 1. Access to personal information or personal health information is limited to authorized individuals, based upon their job duties. 2. Access authorization controls including properly coded badges, key cards, and other access authorization methods. 3. Visitor controls, which includes signing into the facility and being escorted by an authorized employee within locations where confidential, personal, or sensitive information is not physically secured. 4. Employees and authorized users' access to the facility or system shall be revoked or modified as appropriate in case of employment termination, change of duties, or contract termination. 5. Sufficient locked storage spaces for hard copy records with confidential, personal, or sensitive information. Keep personal information only as long as necessary. Once you've located where you keep personal information in your workstation, consider whether you really need to keep it at all. There are some kinds of records that we are required to keep for legal and policy reasons. But there are probably lots of other files, paper and digital, that we don't need to keep beyond the period when we are working on them. Refer to your records retention schedules for specific periods. Develop the habit of regularly purging documents with personal information from individual file folders. Dispose of records safely. One way that identity thieves steal personal information is by going through trash. Shred documents with personal and other confidential information before throwing them away. Always use a cross-cut or confetti-cut shredder to destroy documents containing personal, confidential, or sensitive information. Don't throw documents containing personal information into your waste basket or recycling bin. Shred them. Use confidential destruct bins and an on-site shredding service. Approved vendor shreds the documents at your work site. For large quantities of documents containing personal, confidential, or sensitive information. Deleting files from your computing devices, for example, computers, tablets, smartphones, doesn't completely remove them. To protect personal information, computing devices must be sanitized using an approved destruction method before disposal, surveying, repairing, returning, replacing, upgrading, or other activities services involving individuals not authorized to access the personal information. Sanitization is the process of wiping, overwriting, or destroying data and information in a special manner so that the data and information cannot be recovered. Portable electronic storage media, for example, USB flash drives, hard drives, CDs, DVDs, disks, SD cards, and other electronic devices, for example, servers, printers, routers, copiers, fax machines, scanners, digital voice recorders, must also be sanitized using an approved destruction method. Protect personal information from unauthorized access. Not everyone in an office needs to have access to all files and databases containing personal information. Access to personal information, like social security numbers, driver's license numbers, and medical information, should be limited to only those who need to use it to perform their duties. Don't give access to coworkers who are not authorized. Don't share your user IDs, passwords, keys, or key cards with others. When in doubt about someone's access privileges, check with your supervisor or manager. Lock your device screen when not actively using your computer, smartphone, or tablet. For computers, a good way to remember this is to think Ctrl-Alt-Delete before you leave your seat. Password management. Password requirement recommendations. Your system requirements may differ. A minimum of 8 characters. It should contain at least 3 of the following: numbers 0 to 9, alphabet lowercase and, or, uppercase A to Z, special characters, spaces. Password duration recommendations. Passwords can be changed after 2 days. Passwords must be changed within 90 days. Malicious software, malware, is any software that gives partial to full control of your computer to do whatever the malware creator wants. Malware can be a virus, worm, Trojan, adware, spyware, rootkit, etc. The damage done can vary from something slight, like changing the author's name on documents, to full control of your machine. Most malware requires the user to initiate its operation. Some vectors of attack include attachments in emails, browsing a malicious website that installs software after the user clicks OK on a pop-up, and from vulnerabilities in the operating system or programs. Protect personal information on portable devices. In cases where use of portable devices or removable storage media has been determined to be absolutely necessary to access and/or store PI and/or PHI and secure electronic transfer is not feasible, the following precautions shall be strictly followed. Only the minimum amount of PI and/or PHI necessary to the authorized task shall be downloaded or stored, and the information shall be encrypted. In addition to protecting the information on a device, employees should take care to protect the devices themselves. Don't leave a laptop, smartphone, or other portable devices visible in an empty vehicle, in a locker at the gym, or unattended in a public location. It only takes a few seconds for a thief to smash a window or break a lock and take what they want. Protect personal information in transit. Email. Think of email as a postcard. It isn't private. It's also very easy to mistype email addresses and send the message to the wrong person. Don't use email to send or receive personal information. Before sending emails, check the email addresses to ensure that the message is being sent to the correct individuals and that these individuals are authorized to have access to any personal information contained in the message. Voicemail. Don't leave personal information in a voicemail message. You don't know who will pick up that message. Instead, simply leave a message to call you back. This precautionary measure also applies to leaving messages with an individual who may not be authorized to have access to the personal information. This individual may also put the message where it is visible or readable by other individuals who may not be authorized to have access to the personal information. Regular mail. Use secure procedures for regular mail, which often contains personal information. Mail thieves are after personal information to commit identity theft. Don't leave incoming or outgoing mail in unlocked or unattended receptacles. Also, be sure to include the name of the intended recipient in the address rather than just the name of a business organization. Without a name, mailroom staff must open and read mail to determine the appropriate recipient. Delivery services. Track packages and large envelopes when authorized to send a large amount of personal information, for example, paper files for one or more individuals. Provide the estimated date of delivery to the recipient and request independent confirmation of the delivery from the recipient once the item has been actually received. Fax. Don't send personal information by fax, unless you use security procedures. You don't know how long a fax will remain on a machine or who might see it or pick it up. If you need to fax personal information, make special arrangements with the recipient. Arrange for and confirm prompt pickup of the fax and always check the accuracy of the fax number when keying it in. Wireless. Don't use wireless networks to access, communicate, or transmit personal information, unless you ensure that the wireless network is managed and secured by a known and trusted source, and that sufficient safeguards are in place. Do not trust public wireless networks. Internet. Don't share or disclose personal information on the Internet, for example, websites, unless you have obtained a signed release from the affected individual and written authorization from your supervisor or manager and information security officer. Protecting state information at home and away. Don't take or send state records containing personal or other confidential information out of the office unless you are authorized to do so. Securely store state records, laptops, smartphones, and other state information assets in your home or other authorized work location and not in a vehicle during the night or for an extended period of time. Ensure that individuals who use your personally owned computers or smartphones do not have access to state records, which may contain personal, confidential, or sensitive information. Do not use public Wi-Fi or public computers for state business. Implement and maintain fundamental security controls and practices when remotely accessing state information assets. The fundamental security controls and practices include, but are not limited to, strong passwords, two-factor authentication, device and data encryption, antivirus malware protection software, personal firewalls, automatic updates, and secure configurations of web browsers, operating systems, and personal networks. Beware of social engineering schemes. Social engineering is stealing personal information by deception. Identity thieves try to trick people into disclosing personal information. One common form is what's known as phishing, an email that looks like it's from a bank, a government agency, or a help desk IT support. It may ask you to confirm your password, account number, or social security number. It often claims to be part of an effort to protect you from fraud. It also may ask you to open an attachment containing malware, or click on a link to a fraudulent or malicious website. The advice to consumers on phishing, which can take place over the phone or by email, is never give out any personal information unless you initiated the contact. As a state employee, you may find yourself the target of this type of identity theft attempt. It may be part of your job to give information, including personal information, to people who call and ask for it. Social engineering schemes target government agencies, relying on workers' desire to provide good customer service. How do you know that people who ask you for personal information are authorized to have it? Because of concerns about social engineering, it's important to verify the identity and the authority of anyone who requests personal information. When the request is made in person, verification is usually done by asking to see a photo ID. When the request is made by phone, other procedures must be used for verification before giving out personal information. If you're not sure how to verify someone's identity or authority to receive information, ask your supervisor or manager. In order to be able to maintain good information security, to protect the information people give to us, employees and authorized users must recognize and report promptly information security incidents. Be alert to incidents that could expose personal, confidential, or sensitive information to unauthorized access, use, disclosure, modification, or destruction. Incidents that must be reported to your supervisor or manager include, but are not limited to, loss or theft of a computing device, for example, computer, tablet, cell phone, or other electronic devices, loss or theft of a CD, USB flash drive, or other storage media containing personal information, loss or theft of paper records containing personal information, mailing, emailing, or faxing documents containing personal information to the wrong person, unauthorized access into computer systems, phishing emails, malware, viruses, and ransomware. When in doubt, report it. Protecting privacy is a matter of respect for our fellow citizens and others who entrust us with their personal information, and respect for our coworkers, whose information is also in our care. Protecting personal information is not something an information security officer or a privacy officer can do alone. We all touch some personal information in our offices and we are all responsible for protecting it. Protecting personal information is protecting people.